What's up everybody, and welcome back to some more Swarm That Walks in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Now, if you're watching this video, either one of two things. Maybe you're watching my playthrough and you're just wondering how I'm gonna deal with this fight, or if you're yourself playing the Swarm That Walks, you probably hit the wall on this fight, and if you're refusing to lower the difficulty like I am, and keep playing on core or hard, this fight can really be annoying for you. Now, I have a surefire way to win this fight without taking any damage as a Swarm That Walks. This requires you to have done the Rasping Rifts first, because you need Eye of the Swarm essentially, and you need a somewhat high swarm size. Now, what you also need is a good sneak skill. Around this should do the trick, 22, and the ability to summon monsters. A lot of them, preferably. So, let's get into the trick. First things first, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna trigger the fight normally. As such. Now, this fight can be annoying, and you're gonna want to kill this guy first, and this guy. This guy keeps dispelling you, it doesn't really matter, and this guy literally tries to turn you into an animal. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna move into range a little bit, and you're gonna start hitting this guy. Now, you're praying to God that you don't get completely destroyed by everything they throw at you. So, we survived the destruction and we survived most things. So now we should be fine. So, we're just going to attack normally. As you can see, we're taking very little damage because of the Eye of the Swarm. If you're not Swarm level 9, honestly, you are missing out. This is much easier if you're at that level. So what I want you to do is take care of all of the Labyrinth Minotaurs. This is the first step of this glitch. Now that you've dealt with everything, I'm gonna explain a little bit how this works, and then I'll show you how to do it. Basically, you want the fight to reset with the end of the Inheritor not knowing where you are, but you want to put Swarm Infest on him first. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cast Swarm Infest, right? Awesome. And then you're going to cast the Demodans Sting. If it's not the Demodans, honestly, it can be literally anything. You just really need a sturdy... you really need a sturdy summon. So, try to summon something that's gonna take him sometimes to destroy. So, after those are summoned, you're just gonna run around. And the moment he attacks them, you're gonna run into this corner right here. Now this might take a bit, okay? But at some point, he will die, okay? You can see here, he's healing for 25, but he takes around 80 damage from Swarm Infest. And you're gonna keep this like that. At some point he's gonna kill them and he's gonna reset here. This is the glitch. The game is not made for this to happen. And the music will resolve and combat will happen. You can see we leveled up. And essentially he's gonna keep taking damage every now and then. You can see the damage here. Like, he heals for 25, he takes damage, he heals for 25, he takes damage. And at some point, he will trigger phase 2. Now, this is important. You want him to be reset before the beginning of stage 2. If it's not, you might as well reload, because at the beginning of stage 2, he will just book it for you unless he doesn't know where you are. This is what happens. The reason you also don't want to buff beforehand is because Baphomet right there will take away all of your buffs. And he will make it so everything turns into fire. Now, if you've done this right, you can see that he is not coming. If you've done this wrong, you will clearly see him running towards you, and he's fast. And he only goes for you. So, what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna buff up a little bit. It doesn't really matter. It's just a safety precaution in case we get screwed. Okay, now the real part begins. You can see here that I have, if I find them again, 13 scrolls of animate dead. And guess what? We are going to use all 13 of those bad boys. But not right away. You want to be quick because those don't last super long. They last 1 round per level, and those caster levels are 7. So they're gonna last 7 rounds, which is roughly less than a minute, right? So what you're gonna want to have happen is you want a good juicy wall of undead in front of you. Now you can cast some other stuff. If I can find it, I want one big juicy target that is gonna be really hard for him to deal with. If I can just find it, there it is. We're gonna put this in, and we're gonna put some more undead. So we're gonna summon this juice boy right here. Okay, so now there's no way he passes through all of this, right? Well, we're hoping at the very least. So what we're gonna do is the same as before. We're gonna move forward until we see him. We're gonna swarm infest, and we're gonna run.
We will be Our victory is certain.
And just like that, you've defeated him. This is... Look, I'm just gonna say this is a very cheap way of defeating enemies, but it works incredibly well. You can do this for literally every boss fight there is, and that's just how I did it. I hope you guys learned something, and we'll just stay to show you that it truly does work. The Swarm Infest is truly invincible. The important part is that he's far enough from you that he cannot see you, and he has enough distraction for a while that he kind of forget you're there. And then he's just gonna chill there forever. And as you can see at the bottom here, he heals for 25 HP. And then takes 95 points of damage. And if you want to be sure, you can even walk forward a little bit, though he can see invisibility, so I don't know how secure we are. But whenever invisibility wears off, we are going to stealth up. Unless he dies beforehand, of course. Oh, and just like that, the end is near, as expected. Your flesh is food for the swarm. Lord Baphomet foresaw this outcome as well. Please let it all end. And that's how you defeat the end of the Inheritor on any difficulty as the swarm that walks. I hope this was helpful and that you've learned a lot. And with that being said, I wish you guys a good one. See ya.